So in this video, we're going to be making 3 Italian brainrot animals. So first off is Tralalero Tralala. So I have this shark model here that we're going to be using as our base for Tralalero Tralala. This is so stupid. So we're just going to be make a selection for the shark, and let me check if its selection is quite decent, but we need to make some adjustment. I think that's it. We're done polishing the selection, so let's drag it into our main. Oh no, he's a small boy. There we go. Now he's much bigger now, so what we're going to do is just adjust it so we can match the shape. Just going to do some warping. There we go. Maybe I'm just gonna adjust the fin to this side too. So I'm just going to do some masking like this. Just gonna erase some parts, and then for this one, I'm just gonna warp it like this. Just gonna erase this part. There we go. And then I want this to be removed like this. There we go. I think the eyes, yep, we just need the eyes to be like to be moved right here. Right here, I think. Just gonna make a selection, and there we go. And then I want this little eye to be, where is it? So right here. So just going to do a mask again, just like that. I think all we need to do is just put in the shoe, and then we're done. So just going to do some shading first, so it will look realistic. There we go. And then all we need to do is put him some shoes. So I have this shoe we're going to be using. There we go. And then we're just going to be, just gonna need some shadows, so it will, look realistic as well. So we're just going to be doing the same thing like the other shoe. So we're just going to be using some mask. There we go. We're just gonna need some shadows again. I just want to darken the shoe, not too much bright. And then some highlights. There we go. And then for the other shoe, which we're going to put it right here.
That's a penis.
There we go. And then you guessed it, another shading. There we go. And I think we are done now with Tralalero Tralala. So all we need is some background. So I got this shore. So I'm just going to be copying the background as we can. Just gonna put some light onto him because he's too dark. And then some color balance. There we go. Some shadows. Just going to do it like this. And we're just gonna fade it a little because the shadow is not too much anyway. Then some blur action. There we go. And then all we need is to do some camera raw filter, and I think we're good to go. But before we do that, let me do some depth of field action first, just like that. And the scene feels empty, so I'm just gonna add these birds, so we can have some life there, just like that. Let me make them smaller, and then do some blur action again, not too much. And then some shadow. Just gonna do some blend if. There we go. And then we can now go use some camera raw filter to make the scene more good looking, I guess. There we go. We have made Tralalero Tralala. So for the next brainrot we're going to be making is Bombardiro Crocodilo. So we got this air bomber plane, I guess. Is that what they call it? So we have our reference. It's just simple edit. We're just going to be using a crocodile face. We're just going to slap it. So we have this. So I'm just going to select the crocodile and then adjust the selection. This is now getting too repetitive. The important thing here is just we have selected head because you only need to use the head. Boom. So, but first we need the plane to be transparent. So let me just get rid of the background first. There we go. And then we're just going to be resizing it so it'll match the size of the plane, maybe like this. And then we're just gonna get rid of the crocodile's body first. So we only need is the head. So I'm just erase this just like that. We need to get rid of the color grading on the plane so it'll look neutral. There we go. Then I'm just going to do the same thing for the crocodile. So in the original picture, the crocodile is more like a blue-green type of color. I can't really tell, so we're just going to replicate it. So what we're going to do is just use a color balance again, and as much as possible, we want him to be more like a blue. Let me just get rid of the green color on his mouth because it's still yellow on the original picture. There we go. And then for the eyes, we want it to be a dark green. There we go. All we need to do is just shade the entire Brainrot animal, and then we'll be good to go. Now some shadow on the mouth, and then some highlights, of course. There we go, and I think we are done with this one. Now we're just going to put him on a background. So we have this guy over here like this, and then put it on the background, and then I'm just going to be color balancing him a bit. Yeah, just like that. Maybe he's too dark, so I'm just going to be exposing him a little, and then I'm just going to use blend if, so it'll only affect the dark parts, just like that. And then all we need is some air bumps. So I have, where is it? So I have this, which we're going to be pasting it, and then add some motion blur, just like that, and then copy the color balance from the crocodile thing, and there we go. Then all we need is to put some shadows at least, and then some highlights too. There we go. Maybe I'm going to make the, what do you call it, the fan thingy on the aircraft spin. And then all we need to do is just do some camera raw filtering, and then we're good to go. So I'm just going to make a speed edit out of this Italian animal brain rot because there's nothing really interesting going on here, just some tracing the shape of this animal, or what is, I don't know what are they what are them, what are they, and then putting some texture and then some shading. Yeah, it's just a repeated process, so I hope you guys enjoy.